My flashlight tricked me into thinking I was recording, and I just recorded this entire daily devotional, and now I'm recording it again. I'm only sharing this because I didn't trip about it. I was like, hey, if it came out me once, it's gonna come out me again, because it's God. It's not of my own doing. It's not of my own strength and my own power. So I don't have to trip about things getting deleted. I don't have to trip about things not working out, because, hey, it's an opportunity for it to be better than it was before. That was just a practice run. So now that I got heated up, now that I got stirred up in the spirit, I can do it twice as better as I did the first time. Adversity is going to come towards you. Irritation is going to find you. That just comes with the game. Like, that comes with life. You can't let that stop you. You can't let that sway you. You can, but it's best to refrain from allowing that to overtake you. Having your mind that this is, if that did not work out, if that didn't go as planned, if you put all this time and this energy and this effort into that and it did not turn out as you expected, shift your perspective to seeing that as an opportunity to do it better than you did the first time. And if you did it the way that you did it the first time, baby, I can only imagine what you're going to do with the second opportunity. I can only imagine, because the first opportunity that you get is always an opportunity for you to draw wisdom, so that you can apply it to your second opportunity and do better than you did the first time. There has been so many things. You know how many times I've recorded videos? There's been times where I've been working on a video 5, 6, 7 times, to the point where I started to get frustrated, because it's like, why do I have to keep doing this thing over and over and over? And then it was mind-boggling, because every time I did it over again, I would draw something from the last time that I did it to say, okay, I can tweak that. I can do that better. And I felt that I was working out of perfectionism, but it wasn't that I was trying to be perfect. I was trying to put out quality. When you operate from a spirit of excellence, you don't have to put out quantity. You don't have to keep putting out. And that's not me saying that people aren't operating in the spirit of excellence or putting out quality videos within quantity. That's not me saying that. I'm saying, so we've got so caught up in a society where it's like, keep going, keep pushing, keep putting. It's like, yo, you're worth the wait. You're worth the anticipation. You're worth it. When Michael Jackson used to put out videos, was he constantly putting out videos? No. People were waiting to hear him speak. They were waiting to see his vision. They were waiting, to so much so to where they would run home after school. They would run home after work and all gather around the television to see what he created. It wasn't like, oh, Michael dropped again this week. Let's see what he do next week. Let's see. No, it was like, oh my gosh, he's been working on this project. I'm so excited to experience what he's been working on. He's been working on it for this amount of times. We have to get back to an album generation. Not just a single generation. We have to get back to an album generation, because people will care more about quality. People will have more patience. And they'll also retain things on a higher level. Quality is going to beat quantity any day. Take that failure, because it's not a failure. It's just an opportunity to grow. An opportunity to glean that I learned from Sunray. If y'all have not went and subscribed to Sunray's channel on YouTube, I highly suggest that you go subscribe to Sunray's channel. She taught me about gleaning from a video that she posted on YouTube. She probably don't even know who I am, okay? But I'm so thankful for this lesson, because she said that gleaning is the process to which a harvest has came. People go and they pick through the harvest and they take all the good fruit and they leave, but there's still things left over. So what happens is people go back to where the harvest has already been plucked through to then pick through the remaining fruit. Just because that fruit was discarded or discounted as bad fruit doesn't mean it's actual bad in quality. The aesthetic just didn't match the perfect fruit. So people go and they pick out the perfect fruit, the fruit in pristine condition, externally and internally. Just because something externally does not match the aesthetic of the other fruit does not mean that it's in bad condition. Does not mean it's not of quality. So you go back and you take what is of quality that others discounted or disregarded. You draw that wisdom. You make the best out the situation. You see something from a lens that nobody else sees, and you use it to your benefit. That thing that did not work out, that video that did not record, or that got deleted, whatever the case, that project that you started and it did not turn out as expected, go back and glean. Go back and pull from that. Go back and draw inspiration, because it's going to help you. Don't let nobody use your stuff so much to where they know your passwords and your information and how to use it better than you. How did somebody take what was in your hands and use it better than you did? How did somebody take what was in your hands and make something out of it while you were steady complaining and not seeing the vision in it and you asked for that? If God was to give somebody the resources he gave you and they flipped it, how would you feel? Use what you have. Ask God for a deeper revelation and vision about it, because it will be a wild experience to see somebody take the resources that you had and do something with it while you were complaining and feeling as if it was not enough. You have to shift your perspective to see that the true value is in your mind. When you shift your mind, you partner with God revelation and his order steps, and you take your hands and you put them to the plow, baby. It does not matter what's in front of you. Innovation will live. You'll create something that nobody has ever seen before and start a whole new lane. Now you selling courses about it. Because there's somebody out there just like you who does not have an aesthetically pleasing background. They're trying to find one and you made one. This daily devotional will be linked in my bio. If you're interested in getting you one, I highly suggest this devotional, Jesus Calling by Sarah Young. This is my second year using it. I have highlighted pages in here, notes in it, and I still go through and use it. That's how much of a blessing it has been to my life, and God uses it every single time. It be spot on, okay? I used to walk through the streets reading this on my day-to-day, on my walks. So I highly suggest that you get it. Let my love enfold you in the radiance of my glory. To enfold means to cover. Radiance means to reflect, in simple terms. So God is saying, let my love cover you in the reflection of my glory. Sit still in the light of my presence and receive my peace. These quiet moments with me transcend time. Transcend means far beyond. It means to be or go far beyond the range or limits. There's no limit to it. It will exceed the limits that the world has put on it. God will exceed the limits of what your mind is saying is possible. God will exceed the limits of what the world is saying is possible for you. He will exceed the limits of the rules that have been set in place. He's not worried about that. So neither should you. Worry shouldn't even be in your vocabulary. He said, listen, come to me, all who are heavy burdened, all who are weary, and I will give you rest. He said, what is worry going to add to you? It adds nothing to your life. It actually takes away from your life because your energy is consumed by what cannot provide for you. These quiet moments with me transcend time, accomplishing far more than you can imagine. Bring me the sacrifice of your time and watch to see how abundantly I bless you and your loved ones. Through the intimacy of our relationship, you are being transformed from the inside out. As you keep your focus on me, I form you into the one I desire you to be. Your part is to yield, surrender to my creative work in you, neither resisting it nor trying to speed it up because of your circumstances. That's the only reason why we try to speed things up, because of our circumstances, because of adversity, because of what we feel we are ready for, deserving of at this time, not knowing that God has you in a season of solitude and refinement so that you can become a version of you that you have never experienced and nobody will be able to recognize. What God is cultivating through you is going to be so big that the version of you that you currently are would not be equipped for it. And that does not mean you're going to be operating in perfectionism. It means you're going to be operating in surrender. You're going to be taken through such a process to where you're like, God, what are we doing? God, where are we going? How? You're not going to be stressed out. Nothing's going to be able to move you that much. You'll start saying things like, hey, listen, I'm not even getting caught up in that. I just got my joy back. I have peace. Okay. Actually, peace be on you, because I'm not getting involved. Your mind won't even go to that place because of your season of refinement and how deeply you surrender to solitude at that time. Like, God literally will take you through a process of cleansing you and making you completely new. He's saying your job is to yield to my creative work in you, neither resisting it nor trying to speed it up. Enjoy the tempo of a God-breathed life by letting me set the pace. Hold my hand in childlike trust, and the way before you will open up step by step. God will reveal your order steps. That thing that he has in you, that he's calling you to do, you have to have childlike faith about it. When we were children, we didn't have fear. When we were children, we put on a cape and we just knew we could fly. We just knew it. Nothing could stop us. Nothing can come in our mind and tell us that it wasn't possible. We just knew it. We didn't even ask nobody. We just started putting things together and acting it out. And it's like, hey, what are you doing? What are you doing? Oh, I'm a bird. I can fly. I got up on the table. I'm jumping off the table. Couldn't nobody tell me I wasn't a bird. I decided today I was a bird and I'm going to be a bird. I didn't even ask nobody for permission to be a bird. I looked at the other birds and I started to take flight. I knew it was possible. You get what I'm saying? So God is saying you have to have that childlike faith. Things that God are calling up in your spirit for you to act on are going to be an answer to your prayers. God does not call you to a season where your finances look crazy. You can't get a job. As soon as you apply for the job, I'm talking about 2 minutes later, they are like, sorry, you're out. And you're like, what? God will have you in a season like that on purpose so that your only option will be to work on that gift. Your only option will be to lean into innovation. Your only option will be to surrender and to trust in him because he knows what prayers you prayed. And the things that you are dependent upon, the mentality that you're attempting to use to get to the place that you want to be, it is limiting. It will cause you to settle. It will cause you to grasp onto the first thing that comes. And that's not even what God wants for you. There's no longevity in it. It'll only move you a couple blocks forward just for you to turn right back around and go to the block that you came from. God's trying to give you longevity. So those things that he's calling your spirit from that business, that nonprofit, to you painting, to you singing, to you dancing, to you writing a book, to you writing plays out, to you writing children's books, whatever that thing is God has in your spirit, your resources and your circumstances may tell you that it's not possible. But God is saying, I'm above all that. When did you start looking at the world and letting the world run you? As if I don't run it. Didn't I create all this, including you? Lean into your childlike faith. That is what is necessary for you to move forward. The only thing that God is asking of you is for you to yield to the process of creativity. That requires a deep belief. That requires a deep faith. That requires innovation. That requires you sitting down and saying, okay, what can I use? Because I don't have the money to do this. I can't go in this direction. So I'm going to have to make something work. Connect and tap in with your community. You may think, oh my gosh, I have to move to a different city because the city I stay in is whack. Like, nobody's creative. That doesn't happen around here. It seems like it's hard. I don't see any representation. I need to drive an hour up the road to go to the city to even see anything that embodies what I'm trying to be or what I'm trying to do. You don't even know it's somebody in an apartment next to you with the same problem, and you're the answer to that problem for you and them. Step into position. God is calling you for such a time as this. Tap in with your community by offering something to it. You never know who's going to come out and you start a whole group. Most of the people that we see that are successful, it's like, oh, I went to school with them. Oh, they were my next door neighbor. Oh, I used to go to this library all the time. We start connected and then we started a group and we got with all these other people in our community that we didn't even know were there. Use innovation. Yield to the process of creativity. Allow God to refine you by surrendering to where he has you. That does not mean become the environment that you are in. That means embrace the opportunities that are in the adversity that you are facing. Be innovative, because you solving that problem means you solving problems for many other people. And baby, what does that mean? Recurring income, recurring impact. Okay, a recurring testimony. What does that mean? Space being made for you because you used your gifts. Hebrews 13:15 is the first Bible verse within this daily devotional. And it says, through him, let us always offer to God a sacrifice of praise. That is the fruit of our lips. That makes public declaration to his name. It continues to say, moreover, do not forget to do good and to share what you have with others, for God is well pleased with such sacrifices. Be obedient to those who are taking the lead among you, and be submissive, for they are keeping watch over you as those who will render an account. Moreover, do not forget to do good and share what you have with others, for God is well pleased with such sacrifices. Your gifts are not just for you. And that's why God is so adamant about you producing something from them. And it's not just for people you don't know. It's for your family, the same family members you pray for, the same family members you've been in frustration with, but you still love, your children's children. It's for you to be able to live a different life. Your gifts are not just for you. Your gifts are also for that child in you that wanted representation growing up and they couldn't find it. And God made you the very thing you were praying for. Not only for yourself, but for somebody else. Come on now. 2 Corinthians 3:18 is the next one. 2 Corinthians 3:18 says, in all of us, while we with unveiled faces reflect like mirrors the glory of Jehovah, are transformed into the same image from one degree of glory to another, exactly as it is done by Jehovah. Regardless of where you go, you will reflect the light of the Most High God. from glory to glory to glory to glory to glory. Keep being a representation of him in all that you do, all that you speak, all that you are. Embody his spirit. Psalm 73, 23, 24 is the last one. And look, just like that, you had church and you can go ahead about your day. But now I am continually with you. You have taken hold of my right hand. You guide me with your advice, and afterward you will lead me to glory. God is with you always. Lean on the wisdom that he gives you and the guidance that he provides. Remain steadfast in this season. I know adversity is extremely challenging and it could cause you to want to let go of everything. But God is saying, let go of what doesn't serve you and keep holding my hand through it because I have you despite it all. I pray, as always, that you're leaving this daily devotional way better than you came. Order your daily devotional. Stop playing around. Last but certainly not least, give God some praises for the fact that you came across this video and for the fact that he will find you wherever you are. He'll find you as you're scrolling. He'll find you on a billboard. He'll find you on a license plate. He'll find you through a simple conversation in the grocery store. God is a lover, okay? A lover and a fighter. He's the best of both worlds. So send him some praises today. Last PSA. Subscribe to my YouTube channel if you would like to see more videos like this within long form and more detail and not just solely daily devotionals. I have a podcast as well as vlogs and different things of that nature where I take you through everyday life and help you see the reflection of God in it. So subscribe to my YouTube, support your girl. I also have a community for women who have gotten to the place where they are tired of being tired of themselves because they keep ending up in the same position, but trying and wishing and praying to do something different. So make sure you click the link in the bio and find your place, find your position, take up your space. I welcome you.